I need to sip some tea.
Oh, 1 second, I need to wipe this blood off my eye.
Fair enough.
I would like to use a healing potion.
Oh, you'd like to use the healing potion? Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
But
man.
if you... Oh, I wonder if you guys are... What? Last session, what's about to happen now?
I don't actually remember if it's a combat or not, by the way.
It is...
I don't. Wait, it was? I could have sworn it wasn't. Fucking alarm clock.
We just spotted them, and then we were like, okay, we end the session where we spotted them going in further.
Yeah.
We didn't start combat.
Yeah.
My
They're
memory.
on the way.
So what if we made the cave explode, guys?
I like the
That sounds
cave,
like a
by the
good
way. I
idea.
hope you know that.
You like the cave? Ugh.
This is a potential source of money.
Money.
Are you talking
Just
about the
blood.
weird crystals?
Also, are you suggesting that we open a mining operation?
We haven't
Oh
done it
shoot,
yet.
I could have made meth.
But what about miner's lung? Is
Well, we're not
anyone
mining-
here under 18?
We're not mining coal, so it's fine.
The
Also, being under
fuck?
18 would be a positive.
I feel like we're all older than 18 here. I mean, yeah, 13, 18. Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
No.
I
Yeah,
keep
no
forgetting
wonder
my
Jo-
check-
All of you are...
No. Man, no wonder Jester X said my jokes suck. Even I felt that was bad. Anyways, before combat, do they see
It's the
us?
thought that counts. No, they didn't see us. They didn't see us just yet.
They didn't see us yet. I'd assume that they're slowly making their way towards us, though. So that's what I remember hearing.
Anyways,
Or they're just standing guard. That's another possibility.
Biology. Oh, there we go. Oh. That was
alright, you
close.
guys are gonna have to look for me. My death perception is a bit fucked. I still have blood in my eye.
You think you could just, wipe it out of your eye a little bit? Just,
I'm trying, but I keep poking myself with my horns. My crystal.
that makes no sense.
Yeah. I try wiping it, but the scales keep poking my eye.
I guess for starters, can I start sneaking around again?
Can I roll wild magic again?
I start flying up and dive bombing them. I'm just kidding.
You guys have time to, like, position yourselves as they're coming. You can also hide.
Alright. Before we continue, did we take any type of rest last session?
No, why would we?
No?
Right.
Oh, why would we?
Pretty sure we came in here tip top. So,
Why?
Yeah.
Did you, like, use all your spell slots or something?
No.
Tide, you're
Shut
the
up.
only one. Tide, you're the only one who doesn't have to worry about that. Shut up.
Brother, I have 2 spell slots. What do you mean I don't have to worry about it?
You can get them back in an hour.
Yeah,
For
but we have to
10
take a short
minutes
rest.
if I use
I
cat
actually
nap.
don't know why you would want to take a short rest, someone, because you don't really get anything back from them.
No, I wanted a long rest, not a short rest.
Oh, why would we take a long rest in this place?
Yeah.
Okay, actually short rest because I want to attune to a weapon.
we're currently in a bad spot to short rest right now.
Yeah, like, we don't really have
Yeah,
a
we
moment
should,
anymore.
There's a weapon
Nikki.
in my inventory I want to attune to. Come on.
I see that. Why didn't
Question.
you say this before?
Question, Nikki.
What's up?
Me.
So these crystals, are they going alongside this giant rock pillar, or do they just stop? Like, is it going from the floor to the ceiling?
They're the pillar. As
Shit.
in, they spread out along the floor as well as all the way up the pillar.
That was gonna make this a bit more difficult then. I was gonna try and see if I could lizard crawl up the pillar up to the ceiling.
I mean, yeah.
You can fly.
Do you have
though,
a
I don't
climbing speed?
understand.
Not innately, I might have to make a roll, maybe.
All right.
Just
can climb.
fly. That's simple.
You have flying. I have climb. You.
Yeah, but they might see me.
I have walking
have-
with my 2 legs.
I have
I mean,
don't
fly.
forget
I
you
have
can also
flying in my
swim.
imagination.
Yes, show me all the water that I can swim in while we're in here, Nikki.
You can swim in the
Yes.
dirt, right? That's natural.
I don't have a burrow speed, although that would be cool.
That would be pretty baller, actually.
I have a few
Stupid,
races with innate burrow speeds.
I have a thing. If what I read correctly, amethyst dragons have a burrowing speed. Since I'm part amethyst dragon, do I get some?
No. Moving on.
Worth a shot. Anyways.
I
I'm
have
just gonna go
I
ahead
have
and
wild
hide.
magic if that helps.
I'm gonna hide behind this rock.
I'm also probably not. Hide.
Wait, what happened to Calliope to make one of the damage dealers hide behind a rock?
Stealth.
Oh,
Ambush.
But actually, which way they come from again?
Vortex taught me to be an ambush predator.
Figured, okay.
Somewhere around this. Here, from
all right,
here,
come
yeah.
on, Tide. Come over here, Tide.
Since I'm a frontliner, I should be a little more forward than that.
What do you mean, come over here? I'm the only one who can see them.
We're gonna ambush them like crocodiles. Come on. Element of surprise.
Weird
You gotta
place for a
warn.
bunch of crocodiles to be.
Crocodile alligator. I should be a movie theater.
Everyone's jumbling.
All right.
All right, we're ready.
New question
Okay,
for all
wait.
y'all. Do any of you
Yes.
have psychic or resistance to things entering your minds?
I'm a robot.
have a ring
I
that
have a
does
mind
that.
can't answer.
All right,
I-
everyone, one at a time, please.
Actually, I have a question ahead of time. So I almost forgot to ask this. With me being in where I was at the start, would I know much about a little bit about the shard mines, or would that require a roll?
Well, yeah, you're a whispers, aren't you? So that means you
Yeah.
actually are
I've got
technically
the
a scion. Yeah, that's
Yeah, no,
that's
yeah,
the
they're
psychic class, is it not?
Yes, both of them are.
yeah.
Also, Durga, do you want me to cast mage armor on you?
I mean,
The secondary question: how the fuck do you expect to ambush him with our abysmal stealth scores?
I'm a rat.
You're
come
a
to
rat.
us.
Okay.
They come to us.
Az'arian makes him at disadvantage.
No, I don't anymore.
No, Alteria makes him at disadvantage.
That's probably true.
I don't.
Calliope
I
has
don't-
like
I
a
don't see
fucking
point.
+2, I think.
I could
Oh, no,
cast
plus 4.
invisibility on them.
I have a +3.
Plus
Like
7.
these elemental spirit has +2.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? At least it's not like -1 or something.
Yes, but we don't have good stealth scores aside from the rat. It only takes one of us to get discovered.
And a couple of you will be at disadvantage because you're wearing heavy armor.
One of us. Just Alteria.
Could just cast
Oh,
invisibility
right,
and
'cause of
tell
the
them to
blood
hold the
armor.
fuck
Yeah,
still.
yeah, you need the blood armor.
Correct. Used to be 2 of you. Now it's just 1.
Yep,
Just
no
one.
longer am I inhibited.
First it was talking draconic. Now it's disadvantage on stealth. Gosh darn it. Eh,
I won't be selfish.
This ring right quick. You're immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine what you allow, know your alignment, blah blah blah. If you allow it, causes me to become invisible.
What?
Oh, you actually
And a
got a
detriment.
ring of mind shielding?
Yeah, I bought it during date night. I thought it was Ring of Psychic Resistance, but nope. It just
Okay.
makes me immune to mindfuckery.
Okay. Thank you for telling me you have that now. Because this changes a little bit of things.
Goody.
Alright.
I have magic resistance if that helps.
I don't think that helps, buddy.
That doesn't help. Magic resistance is like just giving you advantage on specific magic or like magic stuff.
Thank you.
No problem. As you hear the marching of these shard mines, they get to a certain point and stop. Tide, are you hiding with them behind the rock, or are you just out in the open where you are?
I mean, I'm still behind a rock, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. They aren't going to be, like, directly there. They're just walking forward. They won't sort of see you.
There's still, like, no direct line of sight, to be fair.
Yeah. That's what I was seeing as well. Okay.
Like, if I'm gonna be out in the open, I was, like, right here or something.
They need to be closer.
Oh, goody.
I'm
Why?
a what? Do I even have a mind they can read?
Yes, except one. They all halt for a moment. Okay. Everyone but Calliope, make me wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yo, I'm great at these guys.
I'll assume straight.
Oh my god.
Is this a magic? Is
Yeah,
this a
that seems-
magical effect, Nikki?
It's a psychic effect, slightly different.
Or a help.
Yeah, if
Certain-
it was magic, that'd be fine, but it's psychic, so.
I asked because I have advantage against magic stuff.
Same.
Right. Oh yeah. Calliope, you don't have to make this roll, and neither does the elemental spirit.
Calling them dumb or something? Because you're right.
Because
Tide and Az'arian, you feel something peering into your minds. Like something digging deep. But then it stops as soon as they find whatever they're looking for.
If I feel something in my mind, I'm gonna tell it hello.
Something is peered into your mind. It is quite close. More than likely, the shark mine's dead. You felt them coming, or heard them coming anyways.
I saw them for a moment.
Will the four of you step out, or are you all outlaws?
To find out.
And they do mean, they did say 4.
pretty sure they don't know I exist.
1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4.
There's
5 in an elemental experiment.
Well, elemental spirit, I'm counting as 1.
They don't count that. It's
I know they don't. I know they don't
non-intelligent.
count it. I know they don't count it, but I'm counting it.
Oh.
See if I can't get one up over on them.
Alright.
There's still 3 other people who's just not doing anything.
Alright, he's gonna go next.
I ain't moving.
I mean, I definitely felt it here in mine, so I'm assuming that I'm not one of the people undetected.
Durga and Alteria, you did feel something try to pierce into your mind, but you resisted it.
So they know.
The only person who didn't feel anything or even get even noticed is Calliope. She's just staring at you guys, just like, why did they say 4?
Like,
All right. I'll go up. I'll go up then.
I'll like come around with you. Define outlaw.
Hello?
That's 4.
One over on him.
What's going? Where are they going?
Why do we only see 3 intelligent creatures? We know you're there,
Please.
other one.
Oh, well, fuck me, I guess.
They can't sense you.
They're talking about me.
I know,
Yeah,
she's
they're
just
looking for
responding to
intelligence,
their whispers.
obviously.
I know, that's just what she whispers when she hears that.
They will stare you all up and down for a moment. Are you all cave dwellers? Or are you
could not-
heathens hiding from the law?
You could not possibly find me wanting to live in the dampness of a cave. My joints would rust too easy.
Also, are those really the only 2 options?
As far as I know, there's no laws above. So there's nothing for me to even be possibly hiding from.
You're hiding from
Just
the priest of
say
Bahamut. That is what you could be doing. But peering into your
Bahamut?
minds, it seems you are not.
I would ask that you not go in there. Otherwise, we will not be friends.
Okay, what are you guys doing here?
They will pull out holy symbols of a metallic dragon with several heads. And they will hand it to the cleric.
Okay,
Your problem now.
thank you. Takes it.
Spread the word of Bahamut, cleric, and we won't have issues. We noticed you weren't carrying one of our holy symbols. That's protection.
Mm-hmm.
You must have not been to any of the cities yet. Welcome to our land.
Just nods.
Just follow our rules, and we won't have any issue.
Alright. Out of character, are we gonna jump them, or are we just
I don't
gonna
like
let
these
them
guys so far. I don't want to follow their damn
Hey.
religion.
At the very least, they haven't immediately tried to kill us, so they're cool in my book until they start slamming.
Yeah, but I don't want to follow.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not gonna
they're
like them,
posting,
but
they're pushing the dumb dragon god on us.
Hey, at least they haven't immediately attacked us, so at the very least...
well,
And they're
at least
in my
get up the
mind.
rules.
Do you know how disrespectful that is?
They don't
Hey,
see
the
you.
rock Mormons
They,
are here to knock on the door.
They saw that you enforced will or your own justice on some thieves. And they haven't really seen any of you doing anything of illegal activity, so they're not gonna do
That's not
that.
true. One of us was taking drugs.
Hey,
But that
Very
person
least-
currently has their mind shielded, so who cares?
tight.
See,
Ask them what their rules are.
Make
What?
me a stealth check there,
I'm not
Calliope.
doing that.
So what are you doing down here?
We are looking for heathens.
In this
And-
cave,
There has been poachers about, as well as thieves of the natural land, stealing the crystals that belong to the towns and cities, not some random cannibalistic tribesmen.
Wait a minute.
But I see you've already
Right.
dispatched of them, so our work here is no longer needed.
You're welcome.
Nodders.
As long as you do not steal from us. So far you haven't.
I'm making some real life will saves right now, guys.
Come on, dude. You can. You can.
And I'm failing them.
The temptation to kill them is what I'm gonna make the assumption towards.
I don't
Not
like
a
the way they're
character.
enforcing their laws on me.
Hey, at the very least, thank goodness the one who actually has one of these fucking crystals are immune to mind shielding. Are immune to their mind stuff.
Could have sworn unsubscribe. Hmm.
Now that you have our protection, we shall leave. Citizens, don't do anything illegal. Well, no. And they start wandering off, and then you'll see energy start enveloping them, and they just
They got vaporized.
turn to dust and disappear. Or at least it's like a sparkle and then go.
Go ahead.
Safe to come out now?
Well, they've walked off.
Yeah.
So we're
They're
going
not
to
there
ignore what they
anymore.
said, right?
What the fuck was that all about?
I mean, I would not go around promoting another god, but I feel like we should at least table the idea of mining these stones.
Hey, the way I see it, so long as we follow their rules, i.e. not doing anything that can get them on our ass, then I think that they'll leave us alone.
Well, they don't want us to mine the stones.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
I want to mine the stones.
Or, better yet, we killed those guys and they were mining stones, why don't we just take them?
the ones that those guys had mined so far,
Yeah.
that could work. As long as we aren't
Well,
doing
there's still
more
a whole
mining.
other half of this cave to explore beforehand, anyways.
Well, that's
Yeah,
kind of
so long as
That too.
Yeah, so long as we don't actively mine this stuff, then it should be fine. And hey, if we find anything that's on the ground that's separate from these veins, then that's right for taking. They never said anything about picking stuff up.
Now I have the Bahamut.
Also-
Ridiculous. Celeste is the only,
citizenship.
the only true god out here.
Gonna do anything with it?
Who the
I'll
fuck
keep
is
it.
Bahamut?
I say just trash them. I don't want that shit.
Well, definitely don't proselytize. But I
Literally, I
think
just
that's
feel like-
down.
Drop them. Who cares? It's another god.
Quick thing. Is Bahamut a good dragon? Because I'm in another game where Bahamut's a bad dragon. So I don't know.
Why is Calliope up here and by themselves? Oh, they
But
moved.
they didn't.
They
You
no.
didn't drag them.
I did drag them. They were
didn't
just
drag
moving their token while I was dragging them.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
know.
My thing
This-
froze.
This
No.
side of the map has no walls. I can see everything.
I can see.
Tide, stop staring into the black
That's-
abyss that is called.
I've
that
witnessed
is called
eternity
Void.
for a second.
Oh, that's a new color. That's like dark red instead of like the fire red.
Indeed.
Does look a little different, yeah.
Does it smell like cinnamon?
Lick it, find out.
I'm not going to lick it.
Please don't lick it.
I'm done with licking shit.
I would like
That
to
was-
investigate the
It's like
dark red
half
one now.
geology.
But look, I barely even came close to the green one, and I barely came to the green one, and I puked out my lunch. I'm not taking any more chances with licking shit.
I'm not so constitutionally weak as you are, Calliope. I will instead investigate this one.
Alright, 1 second.
Yeah, because you're fucking metal.
Ah.
You don't have a stomach to hurl.
Yes, this one
I would
is
normally.
purely red. As you walk up to this one, it's mesmerizing. It's a very interesting color.
The purple
And as
one
you
is
get close to it,
mesmerizing.
Wow. You feel in an emotion you've never felt before when you're really close to this crystal. It's really strange to you. You're not sure what it is, Tide. You've never felt this.
I was
way
like,
before.
I swear, if you say happiness, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out.
No. It's
You feel
a
happy
type
for the
of
first time.
anger, you think. Or something
like
like
this rock.
that.
It reminds me of Dalius.
You really? Okay.
Alteria, when you walk up to this, you feel your magic start slipping away.
Oh, I need the purple
Okay.
rock, guys.
And as you get closer, you feel like if you get more closer, you're gonna start, you feel like something's gonna start tearing at you. This is similar to the same red one, or orangish red ones you found in the previous place.
They're just,
Ah, yes, more fire rock.
yo, we have more drug rock.
Alright, wait.
What do you
I'm
mean
gonna
more?
go here quick.
Later.
I'll do the same.
I don't like that
Thank
color.
you.
I really don't like that color.
What, the dark red, or if you found something else?
I found something else.
Alright, hang on.
It's not much further down from where I'm at.
Further up, in fact.
Oh, it's up. Okay, I will have to.
It is
What
not up.
emotion do I feel,
Not a-
Nikki?
Yeah, what do we feel?
Oh, Calliope, this emotion comes naturally to you. It's your primal nature, your primal rage,
What the
as you
fuck?
call it.
How can you...
But
What
it,
the f...
it just gives off that feeling, but you don't actually feel angry. It's like your body's conflicting and wanting to be.
How the hell can you crystallize anger?
They're so ominous. I don't like them, Nikki. Why do they exist?
I have a concerning urge to touch it, but...
Do
Okay,
not
come
touch
along,
the rock
Calliope.
while
No,
we're
no,
still in
come
the
along,
exploration
Calliope,
phase.
come.
We've already established this last.
Alright, I
It's
will
not
not
bad.
touch the Angie rock. Alright,
I don't
Alright,
even want
what's
to
the
get close to them. I don't like them.
alright, what's the toaster blowing his top off this time? Oh,
I don't like them.
they're just black rocks. They're just normal rocks. What are you on about?
Calliope, even in this situation, I don't want to send you to go be a test guinea pig.
Ooh,
Here,
I like
here's an
the-
idea. Send the elemental spirit there.
It doesn't have the mental capacity in order to try and figure out what those are.
I mean, as a test dummy.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Hey, you were willing to yeet me into that crystal. Or at least appreciate the thought.
I'm not
Cringe
going
is
to eat you
having-
into the black crystal.
Eat it.
Oh, hey, one of those candy crystals.
No.
These aren't the drug
Cringe.
ones. These are just actually just candy ones.
Yeah, they're good.
This
Yeah,
is
it's the one that
candy.
tasted. Yeah, it's
Assumedly, unless there's
naturally-
like something secret about them.
Yeah, it's the naturally forming rock candy.
The Technicolor one, aka this one here, is drugs.
I'm guessing the black ones are like necrotic or something.
You should
Yeah.
look at it.
Oh no, the rat's going for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Durga?
Alright.
Really comfy
I'll
spot
just-
right here.
These ones give off a stench of decay.
And I suspicions are immediately proven. I am walking away.
Nice one. Nice
Do I
one.
feel
Tide, you were
nauseous?
right.
No.
Do I feel
I mean,
nauseous when I
you've
get closer?
Unless your character gets disgusted by the smell of rotting flesh.
Yeah, she has to hunt every now and then. She's used to corpses.
So then, no. You probably have a pretty strong constitution with that. You see a pure white crystal.
This one intrigues me.
See
A
more
holy
further
crystal.
I do see more further in.
in. Alright.
I'm curious.
This one,
Oh.
What?
as you get close to it, you feel almost like the rays of the sun beaming down on you during like a brisk morning. It feels like that. It feels nice, warming and calm. At least that's what it gives off as an aura.
Toasty.
So it's radiant. Nice.
Also,
true.
these purple ones are different than the other purple one. These are a darker
Oh, these are like
purple.
lavender. They look lighter.
A lighter, sorry. Yeah,
They're lighter.
they're a lighter purple.
I'm gonna categorize them as lavender.
Are they psionic? These purple crystals deal with psychic.
What's the biz snap, Nicky Nap?
You don't feel anything near these ones, but they look like they're moving when you look at them.
Can I
Moving
make
in
a
what
check?
way?
Just flowing like water.
Okay, because if they were like undulating, I wouldn't want to deal with them.
No, they're not like
Can I make a
pulsating.
I don't want another throbbing rock, Nicky.
Another throbbing.
You know, the sphere
Yeah.
you gave us in the Sunday game?
Yes,
Rock hard and
I
throbbing.
know. No,
There is a very clear joke, and Calliope is not smart enough to make it. Can I make a check to see about this?
What do you mean?
Can they want to see if Arcana. They want to Arcana it.
Okay. Why does this move? Gonna check.
Why does this thing move?
I want to roll as well. I'm curious.
So
Wow.
let's start.
Wow.
You got the same answer.
Yeah, but she rolled better than me.
What are you talking about?
Impressive. Same answer.
It's purple and it's moving. Must be some sort of weird water.
Yeah, the rock's vibing.
It's a neat crystal.
The rock is vibing.
That's a dead end.
That's a question.
Strange
That's a good
purple.
question. Do either of you touch it?
No.
I'll touch the white crystal.
That's not a white crystal, it's a thunder crystal.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't touch this one.
Terrible idea.
That's the same
These are all
crystal.
thunder. These are all thunder crystals in that cave.
You find some very light blue crystals.
Are they different from the light? Are they different from the light blues from before? Or are they the same?
They are the same.
Oh, good. More water rocks. More weed rocks. More fire rocks. There's a whole bunch of elemental rocks here.
Yes, you would understand that they're usable for magical focuses. That's why I want to harvest them.
All right, I'm
Again,
gonna touch the.
there was-
So
I'm gonna touch
you're
the
gonna
white
You're
one.
touching the white one. All right.
Yes.
When you put your hand on it, it's cold. Well, it's doesn't feel like a crystal. Feels like similar to like raw metal.
Has everyone tried infusing their magic with this?
No, I don't want to blow them up. Also, none of us are imbuers. I don't honestly think any of us would know how to infuse our magic into something.
Or a dead end. Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, I know.
Azule, I want to do it.
Yeah,
I wanna-
Yeah, don't go down
I-
there. There's more boom rocks.
you can go ahead and do it. I'll stand it all the way over here.
I will give you the help action.
Nah,
I
don't
think
worry.
I think you're. I think the fact that you're like about. Durga, come over here if you're going to hide away from the white rock, because if it explodes, that will not protect you from shrapnel.
Yeah,
It'll be
you're
fine
gonna
for
do
now.
it.
I'm sure they've got this.
if you're gonna
I
do
can't-
it, then that.
I absolutely could not wait for the four of you to fucking blind yourselves.
No, no. Saturday, that
My
Saturday's
shots I can still see pretty well.
All they
I
do
have
is
a-
use the restroom.
I have an idea. I touched the white one with the crystals on myself.
here.
You touch it, it feels like raw metal.
Alright, so there's no reaction to my. Alright. Alright, more boom rocks. There's more blue ones down there.
Well, you're not doing anything, you're just touching it, right?
Yeah.
You haven't
Yeah.
infused it with magic.
Can I
Not-
make a perception
not-
check to see if there's.
Not all of them
You
are
go
going to
ahead.
be highly volatile to touch.
Can I make a perception check to see if there's any like crystals that are outside of these that we can just pick up?
Like on the ground. Or broken.
Yeah.
Other-
Any of them just.
In this area, a lot of these veins and crystal pillars and things seem to be untouched by anybody.
Like, have any of them eroded away enough for us to just pick them up without having to mine?
Earlier in the cave, you could have picked up stuff on the ground because people have mined it, but because this place is untouched, there's no loose things. There's no. That's actually something also you've noticed. There's no animals down here of any kind.
I would assume not. There's boom rocks around here.
Not even like bugs.
Nikki, I have a question. Can I make some kind of check to see what would happen if I infused my magic with the radiant stone?
Arcana?
Alright.
May I do the same?
Mhm.
Oh, it's not a dead end.
Okay, come on.
A 6!
Well,
Nice.
Yep.
May I attempt to do the same?
Yeah. You may.
Yeah, that's about right.
No idea. The only way to
I'm not
try
gonna blow him.
and find out is to do it yourself.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
find around and fuck about. I need to save my spell slots.
totally, Nikki.
Hey, Alteria.
Hmm?
Uh,
That's two.
if and or when we go back the way we came, there might be some stuff in that bag. We can experiment with that from those guys we stopped.
Alright. That does seem fair, but I specifically need the radiant one.
Well, I have these mining tools.
I do not think we should
I'm back.
do that just yet.
Alright.
As I feel they may have been gone, but they may
They
still
might
be
not.
around.
Yeah.
There's a difference
Alright.
between seeing and taking.
Quick thing.
Hmm?
I looked ahead. These 3 are dead ends. There's boom rocks, blue rocks, and white rocks.
There's a path down this way.
What?
There
Which
is
way?
a path down this way.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Calliope. Takes Calliope's hand.
Yay. Also, Az'arian, you doing alright?
Yes. For the most part.
Alright, don't move, because
Alright, just checking.
As long as these aren't like yoni crystals or something.
Just don't lick the red ones, they taste like peppers.
Why did you... Okay, I'm not
I'm
even
actually
gonna ask
fairly
anymore.
partial to spicy things.
What do?
There's another one of the bad rocks in here.
Oh look, more drug rock.
They're only drugs if you consume them.
Correct.
Why you grind them? That could mean that the Shardenites could use these rocks as ways to create and distribute stuff like that.
They seem pretty anti anyone mining them, even themselves.
Mm.
Like, you know,
I didn't
whole
hear an-
beauty of nature sort of thing they're going on about.
Hey, as far as we know, we might be like sightseers or something.
Is this a
I
dead
think
end,
that
Nikki?
is how they were
Yes.
treating us.
This is
That's
the end of the
this.
cavern.
Okay.
We're trapped.
Technically, we never explored the right side from the entrance, you know.
Are you suggesting that we mine everything?
We're
Tide?
like way up here.
That's what I've been suggesting since the beginning.
Very well.
We don't have the stuff to
Calliope?
do it right now, and shard mines will probably ambush any like teams that we send over here. And we also don't have the time to do it right now.
Yeah, I'm very much not in favor of mining anytime soon.
Alright, so you're
I do
suggesting
want to mine a
that we
couple
come back.
things before we leave,
Okay.
Why not just grab what they dropped?
because they were only mining from one rock.
They might be mining from others, and and we caught them in another rock. They might
We
have
caught-
multiple.
Mhm.
I also asked Nikki to give me everything in their inventories, and she only gave me a bunch of weapons. So if they were running stuff, then like they didn't get enough for it to be substantial.
No, the sheet.
Maybe it spilled out.
No, they had crystals on them. Sorry.
Oh.
I just don't have a special thing for that.
Can we fast
Uh,
travel, please, Nikki?
Oh,
You-
one moment. Josh just home someone chat with him.
Here, do you want to travel back to the beginning?
Do we look down, like,
That'd be nice.
here? Shit, what's the... There we go.
We go into the menu, we click fast travel, and then we fast travel.
Oh yeah, okay, it's dead end.
Oh,
That's what we were before.
yeah. It's sort of a dead end. It leads to more drugs. But, whoop. Welcome back.
Why did I get moved to the drug rock?
It's
Or
like,
a large
why is
moving
everything
card.
so spread out? And then I remembered your tentacle.
No.
Eyes.
If we want to give us a moment to go through the guy's inventories, you can just give us like a variety of pounds of the different crystals they've mined.
Oh, they've only mined this one.
So only the cold rock.
Yep. They had like
Alright.
collectively like 50 pounds of it.
That's a lot.
You would
Good thing I have
think
a
that,
cloak of holding.
Can I?
I mean,
Can I search the ground?
you do see a couple blank, like empty veins.
you would think that
Yeah, Nikki, can
lizard
we
people
make
prefer a
some
warmer
sort of
rock.
check to search the ground so we can take some of the stones that may be on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, you can do that.
What
What
check
do we need to
make?
go?
Whoa.
What? Oh
Where
no!
did the tentacle go?
Tentacles hanging
Oh
out.
no!
It's
Oh,
somewhere.
okay, that's where you threw it. I was like, where the...
It's like
where
somewhere
did you
over
Got a
put
mind
it?
of its own.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's achieved sentience.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
me,
easily.
Gary.
You find like 10,
Yeah.
15 pounds of crystals just scattered about. They're all the same crystal. Because they haven't started mining the other parts yet.
I'm not touching the green one.
What happened the last time you touched the green one?
I puked just by getting close to it, and I've dragged you away from it.
Hmm. Alright. Now what? What do we do?
Well, the last thing we want is to start picking at these and have those shard mine guys come back.
Hmm.
Also, we haven't explored the right side of the
Yeah, no, we
cavern.
haven't explored that side. We're going over here right now. I was waiting for you guys to catch up because you guys are slow.
Well, excuse us, we're
Coins.
trying to pick shit up on the ground.
I'll let you guys
Three
do what you do. I'm
coins.
talking about Josh mostly right now anyway, so it's fine.
Find more white crystals and more of that darker purple.
Purple? Oh, I thought it was the lighter one. Alright. Do I feel any end-time magic when I go near them?
That is not what I was describing. It is not anti-magic, I will tell you that right now.
It's just, it feels like something's gonna tear at you.
No, it feels pulling.
Alright, can I make
These
a
are-
check?
These are the rocks I want to mine, by the way, these purple ones.
May I inspect the purple rock?
Is.
May I also inspect the purple rock with my magnifying glass?
Ah, you wanna... Wait.
It just gives advantage on checks like that.
Oh.
If I'm investigating or like trying to figure something out smaller detailed. I'm assuming these are detailed, so.
Yep.
It's like my portable battering ram. That I forgot to buy in the Sunday game.
Alright.
Alright. So these crystals are not anti-magic, they're magic absorption. And the more magic they absorb, the more volatile they get.
Oh.
They're also void related, which is the tearing part.
They're also fully what?
They're void related.
Void related.
Ah, they're
I feel
void related.
conflicted
I'm
by
calling them
this.
void rocks.
Hence the tearing part. You
I feel
believe
conflicted by this.
You believe it becomes, if it became more volatile, it would destroy things.
I'm not sure we want some black hole grenades tied.
No, but our enemies or people we might want to sell them to might.
Why would you want to sell black hole grenades?
Tide will just rub his fingers together.
We have a source of income. Why would you want to sell this?
We need more source of an income.
Well, just ask me.
Tide
I
here
can get you
thinking about
crystals.
Tide here thinking about the long prospect.
We might get paid after our job. But I want to get paid while we're doing the job.
Jeez. Stop it. Whoever that is. Anyways.
Alright, all of you
If you
stand
do
back.
not want to mine them right now, that is fine. We can return here later on. But I would like some of these cold rocks to bring with us, because I feel like I can
All
at
of you
least put these to
stand
use.
back. I'm about to do something. Nikki,
Feel a
is
bit
this the
conflicted.
one? Is this the radiant rock?
This is the
Sunshine rock, technically.
Is it the sunshine rock?
sure. Well, you can call it that. It isn't what it
Well-
is, but sure.
Well, you said it feels like a nice sunshine on us. It's the way you described it.
Yep.
It probably is radiant, because that's just like radiant, but we can't tell for sure, because some radiant types is just like quite literally just
Alright.
radiation.
Calliope, get back.
This is more. It's.
Alright, I'm gonna
Hang on,
put my
hang on.
hand on the crystal and slowly trickle in radiant magic into it. I wanna see what happens.
What specifically are you using?
I'll use my channel of divinity.
What?
Alright,
Channel
I'll-
divinity isn't really magic,
Oh.
or is it's like a direct influence from your god.
Oh, okay, then.
What spell are you attempting to cast into?
Into
Maybe
the
a cantrip?
crystal?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use guidance on it.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
it's a cantrip.
Alright, you now have guidance. For a minute.
Oh. Nice.
As it reflects back.
What happened?
Does the rocks react in any way, or
Yes. I already told you what they did.
The spell
Oh, okay.
reflected back.
cool?
It does. What's it do?
It feels the same. It does react, but I think it needs stronger magic, and I'm not willing to tempt fate just yet.
I'm gonna try and mage hand. And I attempt to use the mage hand to kind of punch the crystal, see if it bounces back.
Alright, the mage hand gets punched back.
Good thing Mage Hand does no damage.
So you just watch as the mage hand, all of a sudden there's another mage hand, and they just punch each other.
Oh, it's spellbound. Alright. Alright, dumb idea. They didn't notice me before.
Now,
Don't know what
Calliope,
that shit's about. But if I'm fast enough, I
Oh.
might be able to.
They were in my mind, which I do not appreciate. And the next time that happens, I will get violent.
Tide, when did you become so violent?
My
He's always
apologies.
been.
I didn't realize it was socially acceptable to have someone in your head.
He's
Next time
always
I'll
been
No.
violent.
Next time I'll just
No.
deal with it.
No,
Most of us are
what I'm
violent.
trying to say.
No, right. I definitely should have just let them read my memories so they can decide if they like me or not.
No, I
Consent is
agree.
key.
But that was kind of a bad move. Anyways, should we continue?
There's nothing continue. It's simply just take some crystals or leave. I guess and leave.
Down here.
We didn't find much. Here.
Alright, I'm gonna take out the map, I'm gonna mark this area on the map, and then put it away.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, you can delete the water elemental now. It'd probably be gone by now.
Okay.
It lasts an hour.
Are
Been
you?
down here for a full. Oh.
You guys have been down here quite a few hours, actually. You see at the hole above, you see Dialis and Lost Fate staring down at you, Tide. And they're like, "Ah, you're back. What's down there?"
Rocks.
A lot of crystals of different varieties and some fairly overbearing crystal men.
Shard mines, to be exact.
You want me to fly you up there?
I think they tied rope, and because some of you pushed the statue aside and fell in, the rest of you tied rope and pittons and
yeah,
came
we
down.
got a rope. We can go back up.
Yeah,
Tide was the one that did the whole rope deal.
Yep.
indeed.
Durga can climb, so who cares?
I can climb, so fuck you guys. I don't need that rope.
Alright. I can pick up Alteria, brought us down, and fly up.
I was actually wondering how I was gonna get up. Thank you, Calliope.
There's
No
rope.
problem. When she's up there, she'll shout back down. You need help to bring you up to Az'arian, or you got the rope?
I can probably climb the rope.
Alright. Also, Lost Fate, Dearless. There's two things I should warn you about down there. One is apparently a drug rock, and the other one makes you vomit the more you get close to it. There's also a third, but it didn't do shit.
Natural
So it does the same
crystals
thing
of natural crystals of the ice fields.
The shard mines seem intent on keeping them protected.
You keep mentioning.
There's also
y-
boom
says-
rocks.
You mentioned the shard mine again.
Do you
What
not
are
know
they?
of them? Of course.
Would we know what shard mines actually are, Nikki, or do we just have a rough understanding of them?
Rough understanding. They're just psionic
Little-
creatures that. At least to you
Would
guys, they're
Alteria
psionic
know of-
creatures that have just
They're-
been overbearing in this land and are obsessed
Nikki-
with Bahamut.
They're like
Nikki, sorry, Azule, but Nikki, would Alteria know from the time she touched Cereza and got their memories about shard mines, or no?
Little bit, but not as you think.
Alright.
As
Thank
far
you,
as-
Nikki.
I can tell, they're living rock creatures with some sort of strange connection to Bahamut.
Hmm.
They also seem to be psionically gifted as they intrude on my mind.
My kindreds can do that, but those are generally the. My kin are separated by bloodlines. There
Well-
are the higher bloods, which are the scions of our people. Generally, they're ones who can speak through the mind and move things with their mind. Other things. Pretty powerful. They also live longer than the regular of us.
Well,
I mean, I can still live quite long. I've lived as long as I have already. But they can live the longest.
No offense, Dalius, but I'm not even sure your kin live anymore. But if they are and they want to come remain to do so, it is recommended they don't intrude on my mind.
I have
Consent is key.
spent some time thinking, in all honesty. This isn't supposed to be here. But I think that was obvious. Cavern below, that's natural. That looked pretty natural. But this temple, I've never seen it before.
Well, it's been
Besides the
teleported here of some sort.
Maybe it came after you got sealed away.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. But it's something I didn't think about. Along the travels, since you've been traversing the land, I've noticed things out of place, things not meant to be in the places they were at. Traveling with you all, I've come to the realization I don't think my kingdom exists anymore, at least in this plane. I think my land is hiding. Is that right? Either someone put me in my own personal prison and took away everything to do with me from existence. And I was wondering why no one has heard of me and my people. I should be a feared king, a king that has this entire land under me. But instead there are these shard mines and other things roaming about as if it's their land. And my land is nowhere to be seen. There are cities in place of my own cities.
I couldn't possibly tell you, Dalius. I was dead for a very long time.
I was lost in the Feywild for most of my life, but
As well as, even when I was alive, my particular regiment had nothing to do with this continent.
My parents are dead.
In all honesty, I've never seen your kind in my life. You're the first, sentient metal man I've met.
I am from the Crystal Empire, in fact.
Oh, I know of them.
I am known as a Warforged. I was part of a experimental unit in what would, I believe, now be called the Tricrag Caribbean.
Caribbean must be the northern lands, lawless pirates.
I don't know what's there anymore. Or currently, at least. I've only looked at world maps, and that seems to be about the same place.
Well, now I have more questions. How long have I been gone? How long has my land been taken from me? I feel conflicted. On one hand, I want my land back and to have my own kingdom again, but I also feel like I'd be intruding. Despite it being my land, I still feel like I'd be intruding on someone else's.
All I
well,
know of this land, from what I've been told by my benefactor in our camp, is that it was recently cured of some sort of magical curse that was turning many of the things here into metal, I believe. You could still see it in certain areas, as well as in the oceans. A lot of the coral reefs are completely metal.
Ah, that is. I noticed a little bit on the travel, some of the parts of the road and some of the flora have been metal. Also, some of the strange. I don't know if you've noticed the animals around as well. Some of them are also still scary things.
Shut up.
I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. I am not sure what I should do. I want my land back, but it is not mine to take anymore.
Well,
I am
the
not
first step is-
really a king anymore, am I?
if you were, I'm not sure what you'd be king of.
Exactly.
Aside
What
from
does-
bad first impressions, that is.
What is a king without land?
I might have an idea. The way I see it, this might be like a sort of second chance at life or something. Maybe you can do something that you previously couldn't before. You got the perspective of a king. Maybe this might be a way for you to branch out a bit, see it through a different perspective.
It also frees you from the burdens of ruling a land. You could take this chance to travel.
Yeah, explore it instead of
See-
ruling.
Alright.
I've heard that recently a lot of undiscovered islands have popped up. Perhaps one of those you can become king of.
That could be fun. But I think releasing me from my prison is a first step.
That is what you've contracted us to do.
Aye.
So, I have time to think about what I will do after. But now I know what has happened to me. I am not in the icefields. At least I don't think I am anymore. But what holds me where I am now is in the icefields.
I could not
I was
possibly tell you where.
I was drawn to this exact place, as this is one of those places I feel a little bit drawn to. This should have been one of my temples. But it seems to be a temple to somewhere else. Perhaps there is something here holding it in place. Like, an anchor. Thank you.
They are get. Man, shut up. Think.
That was quite hexing.
I couldn't possibly tell you what is holding you here. You've explored this area fairly in depth. But we can give it another look over. Perhaps there's something secret hidden here.
Perhaps. It's what I was thinking. Hey, Voideon,
Maybe there's something.
your mic is picking
Hello?
up this music in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I just thought I'd let you know.
Another deep search of the temple for more stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go look around the whole temple.
Yeah.
So what, are we defacing stuff?
No.
You have my permission to destroy anything you want to destroy, Calliope.
Alright, I'm gonna check this statue, see if there's anything inside it. Do I
Actually,
feel the
like,
rock?
open the statue.
No,
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah, the
feel
one that
for
we
it
moved.
first.
I don't think it's a
Maybe
pinata.
they hid something inside the stone while they were carving it. Might be a
Nikki, can I
geode.
make an investigation check to see if if there is anything holding, this place?
Yeah.
Here and stuff. Yay! That's what I'm.
You look around this part of the church, of this strange temple. You find a lot of, well, books. These two pedestals are the most interesting things in this room. They also seem to be the only things of magic that are still active, besides certain things at the front of the temple. Tide. You go.
Touch the tree.
You're touching the tree.
These are only the things that we haven't investigated in this place yet.
Oh, outside.
Tide, when you touch this tree and look around for a moment, or, well, looking past the tree, you see a smaller temple behind it. The symbolism and everything looks very... The architecture looks very elven. The front door has, like, dialis on it. And it looks to be a temple towards Dialis, or at least one of blood magic.
What happens if I touch the tree?
That's when I said that's what happens when you touch the
Oh,
tree.
okay. I thought you said that happened when I look into it.
No.
You touched it.
Now, when you touch the tree and look past the tree, you see the temple, and the terrain around you looks like the proper terrain instead of displaced.
I see. I'm gonna stop touching it.
Okay.
I knew it was the trees. 'Cause I thought about it for a second. I'm like, Nikki's gonna make it something super obvious. What here haven't we agreed? Haven't we even dealt with yet?
Tree.
Literally, the tree's the only thing.
I get one of
Unless
those
there's
Yeah,
other
rock
stuff on the outside
shards.
the buildings, I haven't been over here and stuff.
Man, Nikki
I did.
really did.
There's nothing over there.
Nikki really did pull a. Oh, it was just underneath the mat.
It's underneath the sauce.
You mean the burning bush?
Durga, please meet me outside. I'm going to collect the rest of our companions.
Hey, Alteria, do you got any of those cold rock shards?
Took some, yeah, but I gave most of mine. I gave all of mine to. Tide.
Oh man. What do the odds say he's gonna give me one so I can experiment with it?
What
How
are
many did you
gonna
give
do?
me? Because I was talking to Josh and you guys were picking rocks off the ground.
I just went there collecting the rocks, and I just, because I don't have them in my inventory, just assumed I'd give it to you. So
I only have one big chunk of ice rock.
Well, I just took the 50 pounds that Nikki said we got off the bodies. I don't know if you guys got any more than that.
We were picking shit up from the ground.
Yeah, I said there
I
was
don't know how many
15
we got.
pounds on the floor.
How many
That
of that
were
is in numbers?
unclaimed. But there was like a huge amount scattered across a big area. So I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
yes, Tide. What's
Fine, I'm just collecting everyone. I believe I may have found the answer to this area, if you would all follow me. And I guess
Alright.
Dalius can join too.
Alright, let's go! Oh no.
I was gonna wait
Out
for
of
the
character. Is this like that thing in Final Fantasy VII where if we do something to it, it shrinks? Because I do not want to be in that, if that's the case.
I more suspect that this is being superimposed over the area and the trees are kind of like anchors to it. It's more of like a reality warp rather than a miniaturization.
Mm.
Well, time to deforest the area. I'm just kidding.
I put my headphones back in, and we're already talking about deforestation.
Of course.
Holy,
What? No.
you're 100 real quick in my eyes.
That's the real way to prevent forest fires. Cut all the trees down.
It was a freaking joke.
I
There'd
did
be no
call.
forest fires if there ain't no forest.
I did like suggest everyone come out here though. That includes Dailius and Fate.
They're on their way.
Hey, Tide, could I get one of those rock shards?
Sure. Title
Thank
hand
you.
her a pound of cold rock.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go this way just in case it blows up in my face. At least you guys won't be able to get hit.
She
All right,
teases me.
all right.
Dialis will say, "Oh, right, those things. Those are natural trees to this land. What about them?"
The greatest at magic, but they seem to be a link to your temple.
What? Hmm.
When I touch the tree, this whole area shifts to show your area, not what it currently looks like.
Touches the tree.
You see the same thing. You see a temple dedicated to Dialis.
Huh. Interesting.
It is very well crafted, and the architecture is incredible.
Oh, he's not. Tide's not wrong.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Make me a perception check for me, please.
God. Perception. Persuasion, no perception. $13.
With a 13, you see not a lot. But as you look around, you don't see anyone behind you.
I'm curious, do we see Alteria still there?
Yeah, did they disappear for us?
Mm-hmm.
So Alteria's not there anymore.
Alteria's not there anymore. In your
I
guys' eyes for a moment.
I immediately go to where she is.
Seems like a
All right,
bad idea, Calliope.
All right, I was originally going to try and put magic into this crystal to see if it would do anything, but the second she looks over and Alteria's not there, she's going.
Alright, I'm gonna let go of the tree.
Ow. Ooh.
Anything happen?
You touch the tree?
Alteria said she was let going of it.
Oh, she let go? She's back to where you guys are at. And
Oh,
the
thank
visage
God.
disappears. Though, Calliope, if you ran over and touched the tree, you would both see each other in the same plane.
Welcome back, Alteria. This
Good
might
to
be an
back.
interesting idea. Tide will walk over to the tree, to the branch, a low-hanging branch, and pull out his dagger, and chop a tree branch off and catch it.
Okay. The leaves start fading color.
But when I catch it, I presumably stay in this temple, not Dailius temple.
Yeah, as you catch it, you see everyone around you, and nothing changes about the visage of this area.
Strange.
Alright,
And
I'm gonna
the
touch
color of the branch goes monochrome. Just gray, without color.
Alright, I'm gonna touch the tree again.
Alteria
And
disappears.
then
I'll touch the tree as well.
You appear in the same area as Alteria. She can see you now.
Yeah.
King, do you also do the same thing? So you're walking up to the tree.
Sure.
Alright. You also
Should I
appear in
climb
that
the-
area of the temple of...
Should I climb the tree?
alright, I'm gonna walk around the tree to the entrance of the temple and try and walk away from the tree and into that temple.
You're gonna
So essentially, I'm gonna.
You're gonna get as close to the temple as you can without
Yep.
letting go of the tree. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible.
Then I'm gonna
Uh,
try and walk into it.
It's... So, you can get to like here, and the temple is like right here.
Huh.
It's like right up against the tree. Like the tree is like right up against it, basically. And you can like touch the wall and everything, but the door is closer to where the center over here is.
Alright, then I'm gonna try and follow while putting my hand on the wall, try and walk away from the tree and to the entrance.
So you touch the wall of the temple.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you let go of the tree, you disappear and reappear in front of this temple.
Welcome back, Alteria.
But
Good attempt.
But
there is blood on your hand now. Both of your hands.
is it
Does it
my
hurt?
blood?
It's strange. It feels wet and dry at the same time. It feels both old and new.
Delius.
Oh. What is it,
I
my
need you
dear?
to check. I need you to check this. I put out my hand with the blood on it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I have something.
He leans close, licks your hand. Hmm. He licks your hand again. Ah, I know what this is now. That is... Well, I'll tell you, that is not mortal blood. Or, well, by mortal I mean it wouldn't be blood a person like you would have spilled. It'd be more similar or akin to something that bleeds different kind.
I think it could have been used to affect the temple.
Yes. This is peculiar in my eyes. I'm a blood mage, as you know. My main school would be considered necromancy, Generally one that studies the dead and all that.
Nods.
Manipulation of life energy, if you will.
Life, yeah, manipulation of life and death. There was once a god I worshipped, the pillar of true essence, the one that vowed again of life and death. And one of the main rules of being a follower of this one is everyone must die eventually. Things are not meant to be everlasting. He was true to the gods as well. Every god needs to die eventually to be reborn. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
There are some creatures and beings who are everlasting and ever living. That is some celestials, but this is the blood of an aberration. Something both
Aberration?
living and dead. Something long lost and decayed. Whoever did this to me did this a long time ago. Or it may have been an accident that I had not foreseen. Whoever did this sacrificed some type of creature, an old one, in this land.
Could it
I think
maybe
I
have
know how
been-
to get my temple back,
How?
but it would require everlasting creatures can die, but this apparition seems to be, well, not dead. If you bring my temple back and my land back, I believe you will also be bringing back this creature, this being, whatever or whomever it is.
Well, it would not be the first time we've slayed aberrations.
Explain. Do you mean he will create a creature with blood in front of him? Do you mean like this, or like this, and he will make a different one?
I can't give you an answer unless I get a description of what. Okay.
He creates, if I remember,
That's
that is correct. Yes, this would be.
Aboleth.
Why is it not
Or-
rotating?
It's what's her name? I'll remember. Don't say it.
What's with the wiggle dolphin?
Game info, game stuff.
The hell kind of catfish is that?
Scrolls of the
I need to
gods.
like Why won't it let me rotate?
Yo, it's Erebus.
Arubis. Yes,
Yeah.
a smaller version, like a short. Dylus shows this creature, like this, a aboleth, I think they're called. What do you mean like this? And he will show something you've all seen before.
Please tell me it's just a corrupted Ashra. Yeah, more like that second thing there.
Yeah.
A new god, I
Attack
believe
it.
her name is Vyara, has released those types of aberrants somewhere.
Where to go?
She plans to
That's a
do some
name
sort
I've
of
not heard.
He
genocide.
is currently the god of death, as far as I'm aware.
God of Death.
God of Death wants to create genocide. Yeah,
God of...
What happened to that thing?
There's...
those are just images.
Vodgrass isn't... That is the wrong name.
No, it's the correct name, Vyara.
There's no deity by the name of Vyara.
She was, as far as I'm aware, from what the camp head told me, the minor pillar of death, but when Saraventus fell, she took over his place.
Hmm.
You know of a
He-
different death god?
He frowns. Ah. A pillar?
Yes.
But... I said my that pillar... That's not a pillar of death. Is there just a separation of essence and life and death? Pillar of essence is a pillar of death. They're the ones who make sure our souls are ever flowing, becoming life and death. It's all
Alright.
parts of natural order of things.
I believe it would be more accurate to say.
Have things changed that much?
I believe it would be
Alright.
more accurate to say, from what you've just told me, an extrapolation I could probably make is that it's more likely that she's the pillar of undeath.
Ah,
Alright, shot in the
I
dark.
see. And she makes more of these abominations.
Yeah. Alright,
I have
shot in the dark.
a new... If she is a pillar of... I know what she is the pillar of. That is not her true... She calls herself the pillar of death, you say. That is not her
Yeah.
true pillar name. There's never been
She
a
was-
pillar of death, it's just pillar of essence. You said she's the undeath.
Well, yes, currently the pillar of essence I believe is Levestus.
She's the pillar of inevitability. She's not... If she's truly what she is, she commands those aberrations. She is one of those everlasting ones.
Alright, shot in the dark. What if the pillar of essence split?
Well, there is a pillar of essence, though.
There
Or,
should be.
actually, now that I think about it, he calls himself the pillar of primal.
There are 9 pillars total. They have specific names. Most of them... They're all...
As soon as he says that,
essence.
Tidal gives like a nope, that's incorrect. As far as I'm aware, there's actually Tidal start counting on his fingers. It's only like 16.
His eyes will widen more. The
Although I believe a
laws-
lot of them have just given up their seats recently.
The laws have changed.
It seems like there's major and minor pillars.
Something wrong has happened. I need catching up.
Well,
I'm sure I can read something. But, Mol, we're getting so distracted.
Yeah.
He thinks.
for the
before we-
first aberration that you showed, I can't imagine that it would be too much of an issue for us to handle.
The hell kind of catfish was that, by the way?
Either way, these two aberrations, they are both still of the inevitables, the things that are everlasting. if it's the second, I'm guessing it is one of the second ones. As I remember a cult that started arising that worshipped these things. But I think one was sacrificed to seal me away and steal everything I had. They didn't
What,
like
like
me
someone-
very much. My... Ugh. This is gonna sound terrible, but I did sort of crusade against them with my people as they were starting to do some pretty messed up things to my land and to the people. So I tried to protect them as best as I could.
I do not care about what happened several thousand years ago in the past, or whenever this was.
I believe if you fix everything, my estate will come back, more than likely, but so will whatever they sealed me with. I'm just saying,
As I said,
I'll try my best to help you in this inevitable entrance of a creature I don't know the name of yet.
we are a very capable group. I'm sure we could handle whatever it is. Although if we are going to, I suggest we rest, as I believe my companions have expended most of their abilities today.
I believe you'll be
I
fighting
can still keep
a
going.
weaker one with each place, each anchor. But I think we'll eventually release the full thing. May not be as powerful, but
It does not matter to me.
I
I
think
do
it'd
not
be
wish to rest outside, though.
I think it'd be safer in the temple.
Alright, before I go in, I want to do a little thing right quick.
Do your thing.
Nikki,
Don't explode yourself.
Sometimes
part one of...
sometimes the best way to stop a blood mage is with blood.
Oh boy. First things first. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I can pump some raw magic into the crystal? The second part will be me using a spell.
If you want to try that, go ahead.
Alright. First up on the ice shard.
Oh, you're pumping the ice shard full of magic?
Not all at once, like slowly pouring magic into it.
Okay. You do that. As you hone your energy through your hand and into the crystal, it starts getting colder to the touch. Much colder to the touch.
Okay, I stop that. Second, I'm gonna mage hand the crystal.
Okay.
Step to the side. And I'm assuming we're doing a long rest, so I might as well blow this. Oh, I have to be touching it to use it as a focus, don't I? Fuck. I only have Mind Sliver, Chaos Bolt, and Shatter, and that might break it. I'm gonna try and Mind Sliver the Ice Shard.
I'd
Imbue
say use
psionic.
chaos
Okay, has
because
Bolt.
maybe
That requires
yeah,
a
because
creature.
maybe you'll be lucky.
Mind Sliver
You may be
requires a
lucky.
creature. You can't hit objects with
You,
it.
I'm assuming
you
not.
might be
the
lucky
same
and get cold damage. So try that.
I'm assuming the same for Chaos Bolt and Shatter.
No. Shatter, definitely not. You can hit an object with it.
For some reason, I didn't use up any level 2 spell slots, though. I'm gonna try and channel Shatter from the shard.
Okay.
Let's say use Chaos Bolt. Don't use Shatter because you're gonna shatter that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no. Can I take that back then?
Nope.
But you answered for me. No,
It is-
you haven't cast. Oh, did you actually cast a spell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then no.
Shatter in the chat. That's why I was like, nah, I don't think you can take it back now.
Damn it.
I mean, it's up to Nikki. It's not up to me.
You see a giant ice spike or ice ball just explode outwards into outwards like in spikes and then crumble.
Is the shard okay?
What shard?
Alright. Well, at the very least, we now have ice spikes if we want to do a combo move with them.
Alright, I'm gonna test out some stuff. I will try and contact this Bahamut.
Oh, I'm gonna help you with that. And I give her the help action.
What are you doing?
Nice. Contact Bahamut.
You want to contact... Sorry, the last part. Bahamut?
I would like to help her with that.
Wait. I'd like to contact Bahamut.
Okay.
You're cutting out.
I know you want to be able to help, but that's if she, like, tells you that's what she's doing, then you can eventually help. But she's just doing it. If she's just doing it out of the blue, you wouldn't be able to just help. It'll be more metagamey. Sorry.
Well,
Okay, I would like to contact Bahamut.
Alright. How do you want to contact them?
Yes. Using the spells, not the holy symbol that was given to me.
Alright. You hold it, pray, and nothing. To be honest, you do feel this is magical in some way, but like, I don't feel divinity. Is this really a holy symbol?
So it doesn't. So it feels. So it's supposed to feel like a holy symbol, but it doesn't actually.
Make me a history check, Alteria.
History? Okay, I love history. Just. No, I don't. Anyways.
Okay. You remember enough about read or know about what's there are 4 dragons that once existed. They were considered almost like hydras, multi-headed dragons. These are the progenitors of the dragonborns you see today. Some of the names are lost to time. Some do not remember their names. The large lung dragon, 4 heads. The large gem dragon with I think it's 5 heads. And the chromatic dragon and a metallic dragon, Tiamat and Bahamut. They're not gods. They're seen like gods. They are great dragons. But they are just the mothers of the dragonkin today. And all dragons. These shard mines are worshipping just a simple dragon for some reason.
Weird.
I would like to also make a religion. I would also like to pray to a god or goddess. I don't know how this works.
Who are you praying to is the question.
Either Celeste, Priscilla, or any other dragon god that I can possibly talk about. And we can possibly contact.
Yeah.
The two we can't contact because they are busy.
No, until we try.
You feel your prayer goes unanswered. It's not that you don't think they're not listening. They seem to not be able to answer back right now.
They're dealing with something.
Hey, Alteria.
Mm-hmm.
Is there ways for people to give them stuff through prayers?
Yes, but Calliope puts a hand on her shoulder. They're busy with something.
Oh.
It seems because of someone, not gonna name any names, they are dealing with one of Viara's. Maybe one of Viara's. No, most likely one of Viara's pets.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck did that happen? We killed the dragon!
We did.
It was the fucking egg, wasn't it?
Nuts.
God damn it. First the bird, then the Oni. What is happening?
I am not sure when they'll be available. You can contact anyone else, but those two are going to be busy for a while.
And here I thought I was going to be like a good Samaritan and stuff and take her under my wing. Nope. Apparently she fucking dipped.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know why. What, are they alive? God, I hope they're alive. I already lost, like, 3 parents. I don't want to lose my big sis and mama again.
They'll be fine.
Oh. Az'arian, is there anything you want to do with the tree?
Um,
In general? Sorry?
I was briefly thinking about, has anyone tried breaking off a branch and then touching the building that way?
No one's tried that yet, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can maintain this teleportation via breaking off a branch.
Right.
I like how Durga's just watching all this shit unfold.
Just staring through the window, just watching everyone do things.
Durga, what are you doing?
There is a fucking joke about this with his art, and I am not gonna make it until after session.
Yeah. What do you need me to do for this, Nick? Or are you just thinking?
Alright, so you're holding onto the branch and breaking it?
Yeah, so I'm like reach up, like find a branch that probably isn't gonna hurt the tree too much. I mean, obviously it's gonna hurt the tree probably no matter what.
Yeah.
But my goal is basically to see if like taking a piece of this tree will allow me to kind of remain like, I don't know, phase shifted or whatever it is.
Much the same as Tide, because Tide did break a branch off. I think they were also holding it while they were right? The same way.
Oh, okay, so it's the same thing.
I'm double checking with Azule.
Azul.
Tide, my rice rock exploded.
I know, I was replying to them. I have push talk on. I can't type and talk at the same time.
Ah,
What were you checking with me? I was responding to Calliope.
You were holding onto the branch when you broke it off, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the exact same thing happens. The color of the branch starts changing to monochrome, or like just gray, and all the color starts leaving the branch. It's still
taking
on
out-
there right now, but it's slowly leaving.
We taking that long rest or what, fools?
yeah, no, we were just doing some stuff, fun stuff. No,
I don't know why you guys are trying to fuck with the rocks. Like, here's my counterpoint.
Hey.
Yes, it'd be really cool if you could make something. We're not fucking imbuers. We know imbuers at the camp. We can just take it to them.
Mhm.
So you walk up to the temple, right?
Ye-
Az'arian?
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, okay. So you walk towards the temple. Do you walk this way or do you walk this way? I need to know. This is
The
Apparently
way that you
important.
would like it, yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Durga, as you're looking through the window, you see Az'arian disappear, reappear with a branch that's slowly moving or changing colors, and just walk towards the temple you guys are at. And as he walks towards it and touches the wall with the branch, this whole room disappears.
Oh, that's very
the
bad.
fuck?
Oh, that's entertaining.
The door is still here, but this area is now desert. And the trees are
We
still
see
there.
the desert.
Yes, the desert or the desert connects properly instead of being out of place now.
What the
If
fuck?
I pull the branch back, does it reappear?
No. But the branch is now gray.
Oh well. I suppose
So,
that answers some questions, but what happened to everyone inside?
They're there still. They're
So
not
the
like
focus puzzle
so.
bullshit is this.
You guys are
They're
standing in the
standing on the
desert.
desert now?
Yeah, they're standing on the
Okay.
desert now. There's no room in front of them or around them.
Did we just
There-
lose Titan?
The front door of
others?
this temple is still here, like normally. But now the front of it's just desert.
Oh god. Oh god, we lost the toaster. We lost
Durga's
the...
no longer looking through a window anymore. He's just standing in the middle of a desert.
Alright, I get ready to
What
open the
the-
door. Is it locked?
No.
I open the door.
Why don't you just open the door? It's got a door there.
Alteria, get behind me.
Well, I mean,
You
at
all
least we
sit and
figured
get
out
behind.
how we could get rid of.
There, go. Stop standing in the sand.
Probably feels nice and warm on his little rat toes.
Yeah.
King, you there?
Do we
Oh, it's
see?
just-
Do we see
He's dead.
these three?
Might be
Or
muted.
are they gone?
I'm right here. Why are you? Who are you talking to, Calliope?
I'm talking to Nikki. Do I see these three here, or are they gone?
Yeah, they're there. No one's
Oh,
gone.
thank God.
You walk into the temple and it's just as you left it. Just for some reason, the desert, Tide, as the door opens, behind them, you just see desert.
It's drafty out there.
Alright, the grass is gone.
Most of it.
I don't really like the desert.
This used to have like greenery and stuff around this place, right? Most of that's gone.
That's nice and all. Come take a nap.
I love how Tide is like,
That doesn't seem like a
yes,
problem to any
yes,
of you.
that's true. Go ahead and sleep.
You know what? That sounds fucking swell right now.
Az'arian, are you gonna come inside or are you still busy?
No, I'll come in. I guess
You
we
can
see
continue your
past your
Just
investigation
now.
in the morning.
absolutely stunned at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a little processing what that meant.
I'll drag Durga with me. Since King's not here at the moment, I'll drag him with me.
Alright.
Thank you, Nikki. So who's taking first watch?
I say if this thing's abandoned, then we just seal. Well, not seal, but close up the door. And
If
barricade
anything
it.
comes and attacks us tonight, I will be very surprised.
Hey, we don't know if any of those, like, scaly fuckers from outside might come in.
What do you mean by that?
Alright.
Aren't you scaly? What do you mean by scaly things?
On our way here, we found some cannibals who seem to like to eat dragon
Yes.
skin.
I don't think they're gonna
Another
follow
new
us
thing
after
I
we...
don't like about this place. I do remember a tribal. Well, there
Alteria
are
takes out her
some.
violin and starts playing.
There are some nomadic tribes that are out there that do consume flesh of other sentient beings, but not ones that go for specifically dragons. That's a new one.
Yeah, if anything, I'm the only one who's in real danger of them. You guys are probably fine.
Who knows? Maybe they'll branch out. He's saying that as a joke. Don't worry.
What
He...
do you guys... What might you guys taste like?
Not very good. At least I won't. I can, manipulate my blood a little too much. I can make myself disgustingly tasting.
Yeah, well, I know who I might eat. Well, if I consider you a snack, Alteria. Alright, time to go to bed.
Violin just stops immediately playing violin and looks to her. What?
Well, I know what
Wait.
kind of snack I'm eating. Ha! I'm going to sleep.
Are we taking watches?
love it.
I feel it's unnecessary.
I'm gonna
That'd be good.
barricade the door with my body just in case.
Yes, no? To my question?
Alright,
That's
Tide,
all
you're good
up
at
to you
taking
two.
watches. You're taking watch.
You want me to take the watch? Alright, I'll take the watch.
Alright,
That's my
Thank you,
-2
Ty.
perception.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Alright, I'll
Oh
help.
no! I'll take the watch. Don't worry, I got this. If anything sneaks up on us, I'll definitely see him.
Actually, I want to talk to Tide before everyone sleeps.
See, if they're a translator unit, not a navigational unit.
I was a tactician unit. I was an experimental tactician unit turned into a translator due to my low aptitude for the intelligence, but a very charismatic individual.
It's Tide. I have a question for you.
Yes, friend Alteria.
Have you found what you're looking for?
I do not understand.
Remember when we had our chat and I said that you should look for something you want to do? Have you found that yet, or are you still looking?
Well, currently I'm still actively searching for the individual soul whom this belongs to. And Tide will kind of give like a small tap to his chest.
But what about you?
Friend Alteria, I believe
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult for me to come to a conclusion about what I want to do. As you know, I am not powered by my own soul anymore, but rather off of another's. Who is to say that theirs isn't influencing me? This one doesn't seem to have too much, but a powerful one like the one before might really be the reason for what I'm doing.
It's just you'll figure it out. Gives him a pat on the back. I'll get to sleep. Oh shoot, I forgot. I have to spend 1 hour to attune to an item.
You can do that during a long rest.
Yeah. Alright, I'm
Nikki,
gonna
for the
attune
sake
to
of
that.
having to do this, do you actually want me to roll perception checks if I'm taking a watch?
Are you
Do you want?
taking watch?
I mean, I might as well, but I mean, like,
No, I mean, like, I'm actually asking you guys for serious. Are
Yeah,
you guys actually taking watches?
I'd prefer that we do, yes.
Yeah, I think we will.
All right.
as always, you guys can figure out the order. I will be awake after the third watch, so I'll be rolling perception checks, but like, basically, you guys decide what order you want to do. We do 2-hour shifts.
Alright, like always, I'll go first.
Alteria's first. Who's second?
I'll take second.
Who's third? Good answer, guys.
Well, if Az'arian would take turn, I could talk to her, maybe.
Think what?
I got a small, minor conversation with Az'arian if she's willing to take third.
Sure. I think that works fine.
That
Aw.
means Durga is taking fourth.
Sounds good. Has
Well,
no
let's
say
try
in it, then.
Not here. Well, let's roll them perception checks, Alteria. Here's mine.
4.
Yeah.
This fire's pretty.
I'm really good at this, guys.
13.
My best stat, I swear.
I don't know. The -2 says otherwise.
Don't listen to him. He's evil. The -2, that is.
Sorrow
The
tide.
-2 only wants to bring me down. Don't listen to him.
All right. With a 4, don't see anything. 13, however. Alteria, you hear the sounds of wildlife outside, but you're inside a temple, so yeah.
Alright, I pull out my phone and I call. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna
Nick, you really do be rolling on the random events table.
really do be.
We get stampeded by another ghost hog.
Oh, I'm holding my book upside down. That's why I couldn't
What?
find it. Sorry, I'm like grabbing my encounters table.
Oh,
It's not a file on your computer, but rather an actual like book.
Oh yeah, no, I write all my stuff in like actual like
books.
Books.
notebooks and stuff like that.
So what we have to
And
do
then
is steal the
I
note.
convert it to Foundry.
Dang it. I was so close to stealing that notebook.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff, a lot of writing and things. That's how I wrote. It's where I started with Vyara's boss fight, actually. Um. So. Um. All right.
Don't I call? Don't I call someone or nah? Nah, I'm good.
Well, isn't
Keep your
that
whole.
interesting? Looks like. Actually, yeah. No, you could bump into these people during this time. Oh boy. Do I have
Here I
the
go pulling again.
Do I have the entire camp? Oh, I do. Okay. Good. Alteria, you start hearing someone talking outside.
All right.
The voice doesn't really sound that familiar. But you hear this. This looks like an interesting place to settle down. We gotta make our journey in the morning. It's too late at night.
Size. I'm gonna go and check out what's going on outside.
1 sec.
1 seconding.
Getting a name.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Madking fell asleep, by the way.
Bastai, can you take a check quickly to see if there's anything dangerous inside this place? I don't want to get, like, snuck up on.
Well, there's some dangerous stuff in this place, namely the party, to be honest.
I really want to wake him up.
The door starts opening.
Also, as far as I was aware, this is not a door you can sleep in front of, because I thought it went up and down. Like it slides in and out.
All right. I'm gonna have my convo ready.
Yeah, it's not a door that opens like a normal door with hinges. It slides. Yeah, you're right. It is a door that slides. It's a circular door that can go into. Yeah, kind of like that.
Do I wake up from that?
Well, you can feel the door moving you and just moving. You
Who's out
see
there?
a red-haired man traveling with. You see this woman in front of the door. You see a small little moth person. And you see a druid. Because I forgot this is during that time when they're actually coming back.
Why is Zariah hostile?
He's not hostile.
But he is. There he goes.
You see a man adjust his glasses. He has a red eye and a blue eye. Though his eye... and you see a gnoll with a sort of beaked mask, a druid, and a moth person all standing. And they will... this one pulls out their knife and be like, "Stand back, Zariah."
We already met all these people.
Alright, who are you people?
We've already met them. Except
Oh,
for
we
Altus.
have?
We don't know who the Altus person is.
The fuck?
You've met all of them?
Yes!
They were at the
When?
camp when we came back.
We talked to them even
Oh.
about Calliope. Except Venya,
Oh.
we just met her kind of substantially. She hangs out in like the main room, I guess.
Yeah, I know we at least talked to Zariah.
Yeah, we've talked to Zariah. We've seen Venia. We don't know who Alta is. I don't recognize this person at all. And I've seen the dog.
Just jumped a little bit. Oh, hello again.
Oh, hey. You're
See you
that.
guys.
You're the doctor with the drug salesman guy, right?
Yes.
Gotta get-
Fancy meeting you here. Sorry to, wake you?
Spins collarbone, puts it on back. I'm
Uh,
guessing you guys all
Hey.
need a place to stay.
Correct. This place seemed a little, shelter in this desert.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything else, aside from the hole in the church, but other than that, you're fine. There's no one here.
Hmm.
Except for us.
They, head inside.
Watch out for the hole in the church, she yells out.
My God.
Alright.
She just slumps back down. Oh, wait.
That's about it. That happens during this watch. They
Yeah,
don't really
party.
talk. I mean, if you want to interact with them and talk with them about
I've
things.
never seen a moth
They-
person. They look so cute.
Whatever.
They're a Lyra.
Well, if we're not interacting with them, shall we continue on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I am about to summon someone alive.
Oh, you're summoning
Hmm.
someone. Whatever. Let's make my next perception check for Calliope. Just watch.
Alright, nah, I won't summon anyone for now. Alright, I'm gonna wake up Calliope and then go to sleep.
Oh,
God damn it. Well, before we
better
do
than
that,
mine.
is the door... Is
Other
the
than
door
the
closed
sound-
again?
The door is closed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
closed.
Hang on.
The sounds of nature are heard throughout. Don't notice anything else.
Should I use magic guidance?
No.
That's very funny. He's already here, so it's not.
I'm gonna be real with you. Using magic guidance here, probably not the play, bro.
Not a good play or not a bad play?
Not the play.
Not much else happens
Not
during the night.
the play.
You do hear. No, you don't notice anything throughout the night from anything. Even yeah, no, you don't see or hear anything going on.
Neat. Az'arian's turn.
Alright, quick thing. Az'arian,
Yes.
Hey.
you're one of those smitey guys, right?
I can, if that's what you're asking.
Like the guys that do those things?
Yeah.
Calliope has such a way with words. I understand immediately how Alteria fell in love with them.
Like, she is... You notice that she kind of hesitates before going to you about this. Like, do you know, like, any big groups of the same kind of guys that you are?
You mean large groups of paladins?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess how large are you defining a group size by? Like hundreds or just a couple dozen or?
Like an organization.
I mean, I would assume most churches have their own orders that function as organizations. And some churches that are particularly large may have multiple orders of paladins within them.
Uh,
You think there might be any here?
there's one extra one on top of that. There's also 2 druid shrines that actually have paladins as well.
Mm. What is there? Probably actually.
Because they follow a nature god, or 2 different nature goddesses that are part of those shrines. One of those being Ohudala here in the icefields. It's the shrine right next to your guys' camp. And they do have paladins and clerics of nature. One of those clerics you've met, actually. Shumi. The strange pink or lavender coil.
That's drugs.
That had a
She
lot of
gave us-
drugs. Yes.
You ever saw any with like an 8-pointed star as their like main insignia?
Isn't this probably a roll religion, Nikki?
This one you wouldn't have to.
No. Okay.
That is not, This was the 7-pointed star, correct?
An 8-pointed star.
8-pointed star? Yeah. And that is not for any order you know of. But it is connected to a cult.
That I know of.
Connected to who?
A lot of, well, generally seen towards ones who, well, it is an older cult that's mostly just stories, never really seen as actually real, but seeing or hearing of that symbol and everything, that is related to the cult of the Astral Queen. A cult worshipping a witch who portrayed themselves as a queen of the astral sea and worshipped like a deity. Her symbol that she made for her followers was an 8-pointed star, but it was just stories, usually, to scare people, and also to strengthen one's fuck, that word is, what's that?
Type it out. We might be able to pronounce it.
Just a sec. Strengthening one's belief in their own strife or their own power or power of one's deity. A story to basically show how bad heathens are with their own like cults and stuff. It's an example cult, usually. But usually just seen as a story and wasn't thought to be real at all. Just because of how used it is and that kind of thing. The understanding of heretics and stuff. But sometimes stories are tales of truth.
Alright, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm probably gonna be like, well, I've heard myths of a group that uses such a symbol, but I've never seen or encountered anyone who actually does. Usually treated as stories, I suppose.
Hmm. They must have hid themselves well then. Well, at the very least, that's probably good. Either they are very good at hiding themselves, or they're not all that popular than I thought they'd be. That's
I mean, I imagine, yeah, they can't be too large or they'd be noticed, at least on some level.
yeah. From where I was, they had a bit of sway. Usually because they projected themselves as like heroes or hunters of sort. Don't know how far that reached, but it sounds like they haven't reached far enough. That's good. She looks to you, then she looks to Alteria. Contemplates looking to Daelis, because he does look kind of similar to due to the horns. Yeah, that's good. Sorry for questioning you. I'll be over here reading.
Of course, if you ever want to talk again, let me know.
Reading, you're not going to finish your long rest.
No problem. I'm not gonna read all the time. I'm just gonna read for like 30 minutes to an hour. Try to lull myself back to sleep
Okay.
while trying to get progress on these books.
That's a light activity that can be done. An hour of the watch, yeah. Az'arian, you can now make a perception check for your watch.
Your sheet, there it is. Oh yeah, baby.
Alright.
Fuck, you beat mine.
Alright.
I'm so mad.
So you both notice this. Off in the distance. Specifically, because Zoraya's not there. And they're all
Nat 20. Damn.
just off in their own room. They're gonna actually hang out in the church, but Zoraya is not. You hear the
Yay,
sounds
long rest.
of incantations and someone practicing magic.
Nikki, question.
You see
Would
it
the-
from where Zoraya went to rest, basically.
Oh. Nikki, I have a question.
Yeah?
Does the dragon staff need to be attuned to?
What?
The artifact, the staff of dragons that I got for my plant from Shuri.
The dragon herd stick that they got.
No,
Oh.
not that one.
I know what you're
Other one.
talking about.
Yeah.
The staff.
Does it need attuning?
Yes, that would require attunement.
Alright, I'll also attune to that then.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember who has that staff in their inventory.
I think it was Shroomy. Specifically Shroomy.
Umi's the one who wanted to turn it over.
Yeah, and then they gave it to
Umi
me.
could have given it to the ship captain first, though.
Oh no, I'm trying to find which inventory it's in.
Oh,
Because it's in
on
somebody's
mine.
inventory. And I can't find it. I might have to yoink it from the other campaign and then put it in your inventory. Okay, so basically this is what the staff does, because I wrote the description somewhere else. Anyways. This staff was once wielded by a mage of great renown named Amarius. During his younger days, he was seen as a trickster, a prankster, one who got into a lot of mischief and tomfoolery. But as he grew into an adult, he became a ferocious illusionist, as well as one of great ambition, strived to be a god, said that they're more powerful than the pillars today, and said he'll one day become one. This staff has 10 charges, and you can use a charge to command, you can use a set amount of charges to be able to command young, adult, ancient, and all that. It expends like specific amounts of charges to be able to command each of those. And then it regains 1d10 charges per day. 10 charges total.
oh, nice. All right, thank you, Nikki.
This staff was
so
used by this great mage to command the dragons, and actually said to have used this in his pursuit of becoming a god.
Wait, so Alteria
Yeah.
has a wand of command, but for dragons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alteria, why? You just have to ask.
It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. It affects actual
Dragons.
okay, that's a lie. If you become during your what you're doing, you're slowly becoming a true dragon. So eventually, yes, she will be able to. If you continue your path, she could control you with a staff. Yes.
I'm
Baby,
just
please,
holding
you
on
just
to
need to ask.
That's some freaky bondage shit. I ain't in that.
But you see Zariah casting magic. Or, well, at least as simple as mending his own clothes and testing thaumaturgy, as it's like making little fireworks and stuff. And you
What are
see
you
him
doing?
like attempting to try other types of magic. And then he turns around, seeing you just standing there.
menacingly.
Testing something that randomly came to me. I'm not used to this. I figured I'd try to understand more.
Depends on what school you're studying. What are you trying to do?
I don't know. This was inherited. Formulas are flooding into my brain like crazy once I woke with this. Insight.
Insight. Got it. Insight, don't fail me now.
He seems like he's telling the truth for the most part, but he's not telling the whole truth. Seems to be hiding parts of what he's telling.
Alright, what are you hiding?
He adjusts his glasses. As I explained, he has one red eye and one blue eye. But you look a little closer, and as a medical professional, Alteria, you notice that his eyes are not his. He implanted brand new eyes into his eye sockets.
Well, it says earlier today.
This was recent, not in like the last day or so, but probably in the last few weeks. Maybe. Like, not super long.
What aren't you telling me? I already conceive.
You believe he is telling the truth about inheriting it. You're guessing the newest thing to his entire body that is done to him is his eyes are brand new. And that's it.
Oh. Where did you get the eyes?
A couple adventurers came to my lab and gave one of the prisoners in the that I was trying to help lockpicks, and the man attacked me, tried to kill me, and I killed him instead. Noticed that his eyes were implanted into his head, so I took the eyes out and thought they were of significance. And instead of implanting them into someone else's head, I implanted them into my own eyes and tried to figure out what significance they had. And then suddenly I could cast magic.
So what you're saying is these eyes allows one person to cast magic?
I guess so. I'm still kinda trying to understand. As I said, all these formulas keep appearing in my head, and I'm suddenly able to cast and feel magic. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it. I've never been able to understand magic before, to this degree. I don't even...
Maybe it's something to do with those eyes. White City's eyes.
Well, it's all started when I put them in my eye, or put them where my eyes are now. So I come to that conclusion too.
Don't overdo it.
I guess you could say I'm more akin to that dragonborn. AKA, they're meaning they're a sorcerer.
Oh. I was about to...
That's the magic that has been granted upon them. That's what the insight's for. They're a sorcerer of high level. Very high level.
Damn.
The eyes they inherited come from a grand mage, not of this world.
Nuts, I see. Alright, I'll let you get back to
know it. But they're dangerous. I don't know.
Wait, would I know they're dangerous?
Make me a Arcana check.
Okay, I'm dangerous.
Sure,
like a rabid dog.
Yeah, 14.
these magical eyes are incredible.
Hmm?
It's nothing like you've seen before. It seems to be from a being that is like you and him, but more akin to someone like you. Whoever's eyes these were, it was akin to a being cursed by some infernal creature. Almost like one with, like a tiefling or an oni. Zora will look at you and be like, oh, I'm thinking of trying to figure out where these eyes actually come from, but I won't learn much.
They come from someone who has been cursed in some way.
I believe they're also quite dangerous. I'm not sure. My plans right now, I feel like I need to know more about these eyes. And if I find more about, I might open a can of worms I might not be ready for.
Nods.
I need to understand magic a lot better. Do you know anyone that I could talk to with secrecy about magic?
Depends on what magic.
Just any. I just want to understand. You already know they're more akin to a sorcerer. So learning magic is still, like even basics is what they're just asking. Just to learn.
Thanks. Do I know of someone? This is a good question. Lady at the camp who runs the camp, would they know of magic?
They're a warlock.
You could also suggest me. I'm also a warlock.
Calm down, warlock. You know, I'm trying to suggest a sorcerer.
Oh, I was a sorcerer.
Not a multi-classing one.
Warlocks really aren't a bad thing to suggest, mind you.
Yeah, alright. I'll suggest the person who gives us missions. I just keep forgetting names, that's it. Most likely when you get back to camp, talk to... Wait. Psst, guys, does anyone remember the name of the person who gives us missions?
Captain or no, yeah. No.
When we met inside that big place,
Solaria.
Thank you, Nikki. Talk to Stellaria, she should help you. She should be able to help you.
Oh, the Dragonborn at the camp. Yeah,
I'll see what I can find during my travels, and
too high profile. I need someone who can just teach me and keep a closed lips on it. If you know what I mean. I don't really want to be known to be able to suddenly be magical. I draw too many eyes and ears that I don't want. I'm a very private man. I'd rather not have problems show up at my door, which would cause problems for the camp and myself. So, I'd rather keep it on need-to-know basis, not high profile.
You can talk to Cereza. She's a paladin, but she knows magic. She's the short.
I have a better idea. Do any of your
What's that?
friends that are here with you know magic?
If you want advice from someone who's like you, talk to Calliope. If you want to learn from someone professional, talk to Tide or Lost Fate.
Is Lost Fate sorcerer?
Lost Fate's a
Oh,
wizard.
he's a wizard,
No,
Oh.
bard.
so he would know magic.
He's technically a bard.
Technically a bard, so true.
He
Looks at the bard.
he founded a bard college.
He knows
Lost Fate's
magic. He runs a college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk to
His spell
Tide
book is
or
literally just songs of himself.
talk to Tide
own
or Lost
story.
Fate. That's bad.
He's
Alright,
funny.
talk to Tide or Lost Fate. If you want someone who's akin to you, talk to Calliope.
Hmm. All right, I'll speak to someone in the morning about it. Thank you. Please do keep it hush-hush. I don't want to... Like I said, dangers would come for us if people knew more.
You have my word. And then Alteria goes
I
back
hope
to
so.
spread the word. I'm joking now.
He would be like,
Yes.
I really hope so.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about other people's affairs, so it should be fine. But eventually you're gonna have to speak about it to someone. Well, more people than just a handful.
Less people, the
But
better. For now, until I can figure out what.
Alright, for now, we'll try and look into them for you and try and keep it hush-hush.
Okay.
Alright, cool. And then she gives a nod, walks back.
Very well. Alright, so that's third watch. Fourth.
Fourth watch.
Can I make a wisdom save?
And that's like final watch, basically.
Okay, I
And the rest
really
of
do want
you
to close.
Awaken and Alteria.
Yes.
You hear a voice in your head. You hear a familiar voice of an Oni. New. Hey, how's it going? Killing any strong enemies lately? I miss ya. Blah.
Huh. Huh. Alteria's gonna look up. Huh.
Oh man, I had a weird ass dream. I think I was in like a room or something. There was a slime on a crab. I think there was an angel demon in front of me, and something about bees.
Wow.
Also, there was a fish. Also, there was a fish person.
Wow. Man. Surprising. Alright, everyone wake up. It's time to get going.
I gotta take my long rest now. We finally get to do that. But you guys are talking.
Hooray!
You can take your long rests, all y'all.
Hooray!
In the morning, Zariah walks up to Calliope. It's like, may I speak with you?
Oh, sure. She stretches a bit. She kind of does the little cat stretch.
Alright. He opens the door and walks outside. And just waits. Closes the door. Takes a bit, because it takes a couple minutes to open and close the door. Anyway. Can you give me pointers on these formulas I'm having in my head?
Formulas.
Things like this, and you watch him cast prestidigitation. I keep these ways of the arcane formulas, you would call them. They're spreading through my head like I should naturally know them.
You're doing that by yourself, right?
I mean,
No,
I heard you
stuff.
can do something similar. You don't carry a book on you, but I've been told you can cast magic as you memorize the ways of how these spells work in your own head.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you help me understand them?
Yeah, Mom taught me about that a little bit. I can tell you what I know.
Wonderful.
If that can help make sense.
Alright.
Alright, so... You go ahead. Alright, so... Basically, it's kind of like breathing in and out. It's sort of like instinctual in some sense. Like, you know how people breathe in and breathe out?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but with magic.
Okay.
You breathe in to pull in mana. Think of what you want to do in your mind, and then push it back out. At least that's how I was told.
Oh boy.
And
Alright. As you do that, he starts thinking about it. And you see him start like moving his hands and speaking in the same arcane tongue. And he opens his eyes and you watch both his eyes just gloss over for a moment. In pure, like, his blue eye goes like, the sclera goes full blue. And the other eye goes full red.
yeah, something like that.
And you see him freeze for a moment. Oh, I was not expecting that outcome. His eyes return to normal for a moment. And he sighs. He scratches his head a bit. And he looks up. And I've just learned some unfortunate news. The spell he make me a Arcana check.
Shit.
I know you can't cast high. Okay, you're not sure.
I'm gonna magic guidance that.
You're gonna magic guidance that. All right.
At least it's better than a 4.
Yes. Well, better than a 4. Yeah.
Still won't tell me shit.
You You believe it was some type of divination type magic that he attempted to cast or did cast. That or
It's
illusion.
alright.
You kind of get those two mixed up sometimes.
It's alright, man. Baby steps. You should start with low tier first.
He... Well... I did what you said. I think I found something out about myself that I wasn't expecting. Curiosity of my mind. Well, I guess not really I. My memories, but not really me. The true me created a bunch of clones with the same mind that they're the real ones. I got the curiosity of, well, if I ever had magic, no matter whom I was, I'd check who the real one is and spy on them using magic, being able to, see myself through magic, I guess,
Is that clairvoyant thing?
I think it would, like that, yes. So, I didn't see myself here standing right in front of you. I saw myself somewhere else. I'm not the
Where did
real
you see
one.
it?
I am a clone. But I am a clone with magic circuits now.
Nice.
The first ever one who can magic. I need to... Even if I am not the real one, I think it is logical to just continue research. There's many of us out there, and I just gotta still do my part. That doesn't mean I can't have a little bit of fun. I'm not the real one, so I can have a little bit more fun with it. So to say,
Hey,
means the real one isn't in danger, which means I can be a little bit more risky with things, as I won't lose everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
yeah, I think I kind of get it. Apparently, you might be like multiple people of you, and now you're like a unique version of one of those copies.
In a way, yes. I'm the only one that can cast magic.
And
But I am still
Wouldn't
just a clone.
and wouldn't that make you someone else then? Like, I get that you're a clone, but if you're the only one who can use magic, then that's what makes you
Well,
you.
Exactly. I am now Sorcerer Azariah.
Hmm.
I'll figure out the
Source,
name of whatever eyes these are, or whomever these eyes are.
Well, happy I can help in any way I can. Also, feel free to take this with a grain of salt, but I usually got where I am because of baby steps. Like, I started with low tier magic and built on up. That might help you out to get the feel out for your new magic, then.
Yes. Just another thing. It is still dangerous for, even if I am a clone, magic. Don't tell anyone. I still want to figure a few things out a little bit more. I'll be a little risky, but I'm not stupid. Please keep this somewhat down low. I don't want enemies of our enemies to show up at camp because they've learned something of me or follow me. I have a lot of frenemies, we'll call them.
No problem, man. I ain't no snitch. If someone actually learned something from me, then it's most likely because they forced it out of me. Probably due to mind shit.
If you want, I can erase your memory. If you want.
Maybe later on. I want. My memory is fogged up with a little bit of revenge,
I
and
mean that
as soon as I
as.
get it,
I mean it as I can. It won't permanently hurt you or anything. It'll just it's chemical reaction that allows you to block specific memories. It's a natural process, technically. But, nah, don't worry about
maybe later. When I'm done with what I want to do, then maybe I'll come to you for it. But right now, I want to keep the memories that I got until I finish my business.
it. I mean,
Maybe then I'll finally be able to move on.
I would have to find the other one who is more focused on that kind of, science. Mine specifically is, disease control. Very good with, cures. Or, well, I guess I follow through with, the original. I would guess I was one of the first clones. So I followed in the same, science. Are any of you suffering any illnesses?
Out of character, should I tell him about the VR infection?
Yes, I want to be cured of it, please.
There was these weird aid things from the goddess of death that we kind of fucked around with when we were on an island. Maybe that could be a disease that could be cured? Not too sure on that.
Alright. I can look into that. I'll need samples. Are there any of you who are infected?
I might. I don't know about the others. Maybe Alteria. We might have to ask.
He has my innards, by the way. I wonder if he's done anything with those.
Azariah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you carry your innards?
Because they were inside me. Funny how that works, huh?
No, they're outside of me. What do I do?
This party's a fucking nutcase, and I love it. Anyways. We might have to ask the others, but I know I've been, like, bitten, clawed, a bit. Don't know how far along on it, but nothing real bad's happened yet.
Wait, go to the bathroom.
You want it now? I got some empty vials. No?
Yellow.
Alright,
Do you
I
think
thought I
you
cut off.
moment? Nah,
No,
don't
I
worry
think-
about it.
I'm pretty sure Nikki said they wanted to go to the bathroom quick.
Alright.
Could be mistaken though.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the name Sorze? Or Sorcerer?
What?
What?
Sorcerer Zariah's nickname, Calliope's gonna give him. Either Sorcerer or Sorze.
Hey man, you can choose whatever you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
And he walks back
Alright.
inside.
I'm finna call him Sorze for short.
Anyways, Alteria's gonna look at Tide. Tide, and I'm thinking here.
Always a dangerous plan.
Are my plans really
I'm-
that dangerous,
I'm
Ty?
kidding. I love you.
I love you too, man. Yeah.
We all love each other.
I'm thinking of contacting. What's her name? Cerealis? Yeah.
Theralus, the god of chaos and chicory.
Mm-hmm. She nods.
Why?
God of chaos and trickery. Hmm.
Deals. She offered me a good deal, okay?
Theralus offered you a good deal.
Yeah.
And you. What does this deal entail?
Well, I would like it to be a last resort kind of thing.
And so right now it's our time for last resort?
No, I just like to have it ready. Oh look, Calliope's back. How was your chat?
Oh, it was fine. He wanted to talk to me about stuff, and I talked to him about a bit of things as well.
So descriptive. Love it.
Why you reading into it? I ain't no snitch.
You're right, Calliope does have a way with words.
It's concerning to me that you would even consider contacting that god.
I mean, I've
What kind
contacted
of
Viara.
cleric are you even? I thought you were a cleric of Celeste.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to ask her something, but she's busy for a few. I don't know for how long, but when she is, I'll ask her. Anyways, what's our next destination?
It's. I'm not going to stop you, but I do think it's a foolish idea.
It is a bad idea, I know. That's why I'm not gonna do it. Also, she did ask me to go and look. She did ask me about her pet dragon?
I couldn't even possibly begin to guess what that means. I don't know the gods, so I'm not
I'm not
against her
too
by
sure.
principle. It's just what I do know about her is that she's not usually a god to be trusted.
Well, she was looking for her pet, and I did say I'll look into it for her before she just disappeared. Only description I have was their name? Yeah. No. No, all I had was a description of the dragon, which was a two-headed dragon, apparently. No, I have any?
No.
I make her roll.
Are you talking about the holy symbol you're carrying?
I'm talking about Coldrix.
Coldrix? Oh, him.
I don't think many of us,
Holy.
except for you, know about Coldrix, so.
I don't have it. I just know a description of Coldrix. I don't know his name and stuff. Alright. Where are we going? Where's to next? Because I think... Oh, wait. We have to figure out how to get rid of this place.
Alright.
I think we should leave Stairless to her own devices. I don't feel like willingly helping her, if I'm being honest. If it comes down
Don't
to it,
feel
I
like
would honestly rather die.
Oh.
There we go.
Thank you for your
Bye, guys.
hospitality, and hope to see you at the camp again soon.
No problem.
not.
If you all... Those of you who have felt ill because of, you said, encounter at a labyrinth, you said? If any of you feel
Yeah.
ill from that, come to me when you're back at the camp. I'm just going to my lab, picking up a few things, and hopefully I'll be able to synthesize a cure, or at least a repellent for those who are infected. That is all, but I must be off. Thank you again, and hope to see you all soon.
No problem.
Not.
And they walk off.
So we out of time, or do we? Are
Yeah.
we still going for it?
I think we'll have to like end today's session about here though. But then you
That's
guys
fine.
will
Next.
continue your journey.
Well, we're gonna break the curse in this place when you
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, continue your journey of figuring out how to fix this place.
Going to where we were originally going to go.
Well, this is whatever.
We
Yeah.
take a tree and then we just erase this place.
That is true. I actually do want a sapling of those trees before we leave.
Just rips the tree out from the roots and start waving around like a paintbrush.
Funny. Alright. Thank you all for joining us for today's session. The Lost
I honestly just
Treasures.
think they're neat looking.
Thank you
I
for
want
the
one in the camp.
subscriptions and the follows and subs. All of the above. Thank you. Bye.
Toodles.
No problem.
Toodaloo.
Vicky.